celestial bodies in our huge universe. I think it is very typical topic for you, but today I am here to make it pretty easy to understand this topic. So, I am Neha and welcome to my channel Aditya Kids Education. So, let's get started. Celestial bodies. What are celestial bodies? Do you know? The sun, the moon, the stars, planets, and many more objects that are shining in the night sky are called celestial bodies. You will be more clear about the celestial bodies after seeing this picture. Okay, what can you notice in this picture? You can see sun, moon, planets, satellites, asteroids, and many stars that you can't count. Now we will see about stars. Some celestial bodies are very big and hot. They are made up of gases. They have their own heat and light, which they emit in a large amount. And these celestial bodies are called stars. Yes, stars. Stars have their own heat and light. And the sun is also a star. Okay. Okay. Countless twinkling stars in the night sky are similar to the sun, but we do not feel heat or light of the stars. Can you tell me why? Yes, because stars are very, very far from us, and because of this, they also seem to be small. Okay, you must have noticed that all objects look smaller when seen from a distance. Okay, so tell me, have you seen an aeroplane flying at a great height? How it looks? Yes, it looks small like a star, isn't it? Okay, one more important fact is that Proxima Centauri is the closest star to the sun. Yes, Proxima Centauri is a star that is closest to the sun. Okay, children, now tell me which star is the closest to the earth. Yes, can you tell me? Okay, it is sun. Sun is also a star and it is closest to the earth. Next is constellations. While watching the night sky, you may notice various patterns formed by different groups of stars in the night sky. These are called constellations. Ursa Major or Big Bear is one such constellation. Okay, let's talk about Saptarishi. It is also known as Ursa Major. It is one of the most easily recognizable constellation. It means we can easily see this constellation, that is Saptarishi, with our bare eyes. Yes, it is, and its shape is like a dipper or a spoon. So do you know the meaning of dipper? Dipper is also a type of spoon that help to take our soup. Okay. Now, how Saptarishi is formed? Yes, it is formed by the group of 7 stars. Okay. Next is, and it has a special characteristic. Do you know what? By using this constellation, that is Saptarishi, location of a pole star can be estimated or determined. Now see in the picture, you can see a pattern formed by the group of a star. Now count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This constellation is made up of 7 stars, and that is Saptarishi. Now we will talk about one more important star, and that is pole star. Okay. So the North Star indicates the north direction. It is also called the pole star. It always remains in the same position in the sky. It means pole star does not change its position. Third, we can locate the position of the pole star with the help of Saptarishi. Now we will see in the next picture that how is it possible. Okay, let's see. First of all, what you see is the Saptarishi, that is group of 7 stars. Now, see 2 stars that are in the red circle. Okay, can you see? Okay, these 2 stars are called pointer stars. Okay, I'm repeating again. They are called pointer stars. If you are standing under the star in the night, yes, and looking straight through the pointer stars, and if I draw an imaginary line joining the 2 pointer stars and extend it straight further, then this imaginary line will meet to the north star, that is pole star. Okay. Next is sun. You all know sun, yes? But do you know that the sun is also a star? Sun is also a star present in solar system. It emits its own light and energy. It can be observed of different colors at different intervals of time. Yes, you can also observe this. You can see the sun in the morning and see the sun in the sunset when it is sunset. Okay. Now I know you are aware of this picture. This is, yes, sun. Now let's talk about planets. Some celestial bodies do not have their own heat and light. They are lighted by the lights of the stars. Such bodies are called planets. Now I know you will ask me how is it possible, because when you see in the solar system you are able to see planets. Yes, the answer is that planets do not have their own heat and light. Planets get heat and light from the sun. And I told you earlier, the sun is the nearest star to the earth. Okay. Okay, now see in this picture. There are how many planets? Yes, tell me. Yes, there are 8 planets and 1 sun. Okay. Next is satellite. A satellite is a celestial body that moves around the planets in the same way as the planet moves around the sun. Okay. Now see in the picture. You all are aware of this picture. The first picture is of, yes, it's moon. Okay. And moon is the only natural satellite that revolves around the earth. In the second picture, yes, can you identify it? Yes, this is an artificial satellite and it is man-made satellite. Okay, children, do you know a fact about the moon? Okay, I'm going to tell you. Moon does not have its own light. Yes, it's true. I'm sure that you will be thinking like, oh no, I was not aware of this earlier. Yes, but it's true. Moon does not have its own light, but it is just reflect the light of the sun towards us. So in simple words, we can say first the moon absorb heat or light emitted from the sun and then re-emit the absorb heat and light towards us. Okay. Now you will thinking that what is moon, what is satellite, what is planet. So don't take tension. You will see detail about these terms in my next video. Okay, like in solar system.
Yes, sorry children. So you studied in detail about all that. So I'll just go through it once. After the dwarf planet, we have the Earth. Can you tell me some special names of the Earth that you know? Earth. Any other name? You can type it out fast. What are the other names given to the Earth? Blue planet. Very good. Beautiful, beautiful Jotham and Srinidhi. Yes. What else? Globe. Okay. You have written globe, Shivani. Globe. Okay. Only living planet. Okay. I agree. Yes. Yes, it's globe. Then blue planet. Then green planet. Okay. Okay. Anything else? It's called a Mother Earth. Yes. So Earth is a special planet because in the whole universe, there's only life in this planet. There's life in no other planet. Though they said that water is there in some planets, but life is not there in those planets. So Earth is very unique because we are living in it. And I told you yesterday, you and I are VIPs and we are very, very necessary. Okay, so this is a unique planet. And I'll tell you some of the points, okay? It supports life, okay? With the help of solar system, Earth supports life. And it has got oxygen also, good supply of oxygen. Then Earth is very distant from the sun, and sun is like a source of energy to this Earth. Then it has got sufficient water. Almost more than 70% is water on this earth, but still all are not drinkable. But water supply is very good on this earth. And then it has a balanced atmosphere. So this much helium, this much oxygen, this much carbon dioxide, and all that. Everything is very much balanced. Water is balanced. Nature balances itself. You know, last time when Corona came and we were all shut inside the house for nearly 2-3 months, and all the rain and all were coming in season. At that time, my daughter was telling, Earth is balancing itself. Earth knows how to balance itself. So when a pandemic came, everybody inside the house, nobody came out, no vehicles, nothing. So no smoke, no pollution. So what happened? The earth balanced itself. Whatever it had lost in the past years, it was restored. Okay, so earth is a kind of balancing thing. Okay, then satellites. Satellites, man-made satellites are there. They go there and they help you out with your, what do you call, sound waves and light waves, okay, whatever you get for your TV connection and all, you get from satellite only. And some of the cell phones are also connected with satellites, okay. But there are satellites that are original, like the moon. So moon was only known as a natural satellite in the solar system till 1610. But today we see that there are other solar system, other satellites also in the solar system. Like Mars has got Phobos and Deimos too. And Jupiter has got Ganymede and Europa. And Saturn has got Titan and Phobia. And Uranus has Ariel and Miranda. So these are the satellites that they have. And apart from all these things, these natural satellites, there are man-made also there in the space. Did you understand this much? Earth and satellite. Let's go to the next point. There is something called, did you know? In 2018, 2 full moons were seen in the month of January and again in the month of March, in which cases where there are 2 full moons in a month, the second full moon is termed as blue moon. A blue moon was seen on 31st January and again on 31st March. The bluish tinge is due to the scattering of light. Now, did any one of you see it? Maybe you were very small in 2018, but I saw it. I saw the Earth, the 2 moons, not naturally, but I saw it in the, you can also now go and see the rising of the 2 moons in your YouTube. Okay. So it is very, very wonderful natural phenomena. And also I saw the full complete eclipse of the moon. That also is very, very beautiful. So what they are saying that these moon, they are very, very close to the earth. Moon is very close to the earth. And also this moon does not have its own light. It gets it from the sun. Okay, there are a few points about it. It is a synchronous rotation with earth, always showing the same face. That means you see only one face of the moon always. Somebody say a party is there standing. Somebody will say it's like a hill. Somebody will say it looks like a cat. Okay, so many imaginations. So as the earth is moving, so the moon is also moving. So what happens is that we are able to see only one side of the moon. Okay, the moon's gravitational influence produces the ocean tides. How many of you have seen tides and waves in ocean? Waves will go like this. Small ones will come. They will break on the shore or on the rocks and go. But tides are very high. So when tsunami also comes, the tides are very high. Okay. So we see that these tides are controlled by the gravitation of the moon. It pulls it. Okay. So there is some difference in the tide. Please don't play. Ahmed, please do not switch on your screen. Please don't do that, children. Okay, then comes asteroids. These are small planets, and asteroids are small rocky bodies about 1,000 kilometers in diameter, although they are sometimes very, very small also. They are known as minor planets or planetoids. So most of they orbit the sun on the asteroid belt that lies between Mars and Jupiter, where there are billions of asteroids. So they have a way, okay, a way paved for them between Mars and Jupiter, and they keep revolving in that space. And they are nothing but rocks, big rocks. Okay? Yes. Then comes constellation. As you were seeing in that video, she was telling you about constellation. Constellation is the pattern of stars in the sky. Okay, she showed you a Big Bear and other constellations. They are group of stars on the earth, on the sky, sorry. And they have different names like the Great Bear, Orion, Cetus, and Canis Minor, all these things. So did you understand this much? Did you get it? Yes. Then there are comets and meteoroids. Comets they are small bodies made of ice which orbit around the sun. I don't know how they bear it. Sun is so hot, and these bodies are like made of ice, okay? Very, very frozen ice. The solid part of a comet is called the nucleus. It is made up of frozen water, dust, and sometimes frozen ammonia. A comet also has a tail which is formed of gas and dust due to radiation from the sun and the solar system. As I told you, I had seen the Halley's comet. It has got a long tail and I saw it nearly for 1 week. It was very beautiful, very bright along with the sunrise. I've not seen it with sunset. I've always seen it with the sunrise. Okay, so comets, they don't appear every now and then. It appears sometime in 50 years, sometime in 100 years. Okay. The Halley's Comet takes 76 years to complete one revolution around the sun. It was last seen in 1986. That's right. When will it be seen again? Can you just add 76 to 1986 and tell me what will be the next time when the Halley's Comet will appear? I'll also do the calculation. Okay, 191,986 plus 76. How much? Yes, tell me. Anyone who has calculated? 1986 plus 76. 2062. Okay, so it will come in 2062. Correct, Advika. So we have to see that it will appear again. I don't know whether I'll be alive or not to see it again. Obviously, I don't think so, because 262 is very far. Okay, but I was very happy when I could see it in 1986. Okay, so like this, some of the celestial phenomena will come, and when you are informed, nowadays we have good media which always tells us, so you can always watch the sky. Okay, it's really wonderful. Sometimes we can watch it through telescope. People go from one continent to other continent to watch these things also. Okay, so they are comets. Then we have meteoroids, space debris. Debris means waste. Okay, stones, and like when they break a building, all the things, the concrete thing that falls down is called debris. Okay, so it's a space debris. Now also they say that there are a lot of waste things, like we made the earth dirty, no, by throwing waste. People have thrown waste in the space, and the space has also become dirty because the satellites they sent, after they will be working for certain years, after that they break. And where will they go? Because there's no gravitation to pull them down. So they'll be revolving in the space only. Okay. And so many things, broken pieces of machines, this, that, and all that. Okay. Ranging from a sand particle to a boulder present in the solar system are called meteors. They'll be like small as a sand particle, or it can be big as a boulder, a big rock. When a meteor enters the Earth's atmosphere, it becomes glowing hot and is called a meteor. A meteor is also known as the shooting star or a falling star. Meteor that falls on the Earth is called meteorite. And when many meteors appear in quick succession, they are called meteor shower. They fall like a shower on the Earth. Okay, falling stars. And some of them, they say that if you have some wish, you can say when the star is falling and your wish will be fulfilled. So I don't know about all that, but then it is really a wonderful thing to see. How many of you have seen falling stars? Sometimes we see some jet aeroplane light far there, and we think that it is a falling star. Okay. They have people you have seen. Okay, Nathaniel, good. And many people say it is good to see. Many say it's not good to see the falling stars. Okay, but it has got nothing to do with that. They are simply falling when they come to the Earth's atmosphere with the because there's oxygen and other things, they start burning. Okay, so they burn and they fall somewhere in the sea or something like that. Okay, this is the end of the lesson. I'll be sending you your notes and your PPT. I'll be showing your PPT also tomorrow. Please study the lesson. The question answers given to you. and carefully do it. What, you have not seen a falling star? For that, you have to watch the sky, night sky. If you have time from your iPhones and your televisions, please go to your terrace and look at the sky when it is bright without any clouds. Okay? So you can, Kavya, you have seen it? Very good. So you can see the falling stars. You can find the brightest star before sun sets. Today evening, you go to the terrace. You can tell me in the next class. Go to the terrace, and when the sun is setting in the west, you'll see one star very bright near the sun. Okay, so you find out and come which star it is, which planet it is. Okay, so also in the sunrise, I'm not telling you sunrise because you people all will be sleeping when the sun is rising, okay, around 5 o'clock. At that time also, you'll see one bright star in the eastern sky. So these stars, sometimes they are planets and sometimes they are stars. And they, in those days, all those sailors and all, they did not have compass, came very late. Earlier, they used to look at the stars and the movement of the stars, and then only they will find the way to their house. I don't know how they used to do. I really wonder. Okay, in those days, there was not powerful telescope and all was not there. They will look at the sky, and then only they will take the ship and go in the sea. Okay. See, if you go to the sea, it's quite big. Okay, it's very vast, and there's no end. If you have to come to the shore, it is very difficult from the sea. And you just imagine these people, they used to go to the sea just depending on those stars. So I think they were more intelligent than us. Yes? Okay. Any doubts in this lesson, children? You can ask me. There are 3 minutes still. I'll show you this shooting star, Halley's Comet. They have given a picture. This is Halley's Comet. See in the sky how it is going. Saw the Halley's Comet? It's like a shooting star, they call it. No doubts? Okay. This is the constellation. This is the constellation. Blue Box star. Okay, okay. And then we have something I want to show you. Okay. Anybody else, any doubts you want to ask me concerning this lesson? Yes? You can ask. Did you understand? Are you finding it difficult? I know you will be finding it difficult without books, and I wish that you get it. Oh, shooting star. How many of you believe that? Huh? Some of you do that, huh? When the stars, the Koreans, they believe it a lot. When the star is falling, they will just kiss their hand and they wish something and they say that the wish will come true. But I don't believe that. Wish comes true when you pray, and God does that, no? Not when the stars are falling. So it's up to you what you are believing, okay? So these heavenly bodies, we call them celestial bodies. These bodies make our sky bright, and also they make our life happy on this earth. We cannot survive without them. Without sun, we cannot survive. Without moon, very difficult. And also without stars. Okay? So these heavenly bodies are important. Do you get me, children? So they give out energy and light and heat to us. Okay. Anyone else? That's all.